Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have the newest addition to our personal collection of vintage petrol lighters. And this one is also almost certainly going to find a place in our regular everyday carry rotation. This is a park lighter made in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which means it was probably manufactured 1960 or later. That's when they moved to Murfreesboro from Springfield, Illinois. We replaced the wick and wadding in this lighter. I thought we were going to have to drill out the degraded flint, but that was not necessary. Two-tone flat finish on the bottom, high polish on the lid. So it's actually kind of a three-tone lighter. You got the gray flat color of the bottom case along with the blue Ford logo, and then the high polish silver tone of the lid. Really cool old advertising lighter for the automobile company that was always my dad's favorite. He owned several. The first one that I really remember was riding around in his 1970, might have been a 69. Actually, I think it was a 69. 1969 Ranchero GT. Black, had the sunburst stripe on the sides, and a white vinyl top. Really cool old vehicle. He had other Fords as well, and the first vehicle that I ever actually owned was a 1970 Mustang Fastback that he and I built together. But before that, before we went in together to buy that car, because I bought the car, it was just a shell at the time, didn't have a motor or transmission in it. I believe I paid $800 for the body of the car, basically. And then we set about buying other cars to take parts off of, to take motor, transmission, which we got the motor and transmission that we originally used out of a 69 or 70 Ranchero. Before it was all said and done, we ended up having 3 different motors in it, I believe. One we got out of a 69 Mustang. These were all 351 Cleveland engines. And the other one, the third one, we got out of I believe it was a 1973 Mercury LTD. Mercury and Ford being interchangeable, same parts, as far as the drivetrain anyway. It's kind of curious to me why so many of these parks have different color rivets, or the rivets wear different over time. But you can see that the rivet that goes through the lid still has a black colored finish, where the rivet that goes through the case looks more, I don't know, from my eye it looks brass colored, but I don't know whether that's the case or not. We installed a new wick in here from our friend David in the UK. David is the eBay seller, David2052, if my memory serves correctly. And of course we installed a flint, courtesy of our good friend down Texas way, Robert Hollingsworth. And so far it seems to be doing just great. We'll see how the fuel lasts, being there is no felt pad, nothing more substantial on the bottom than just some densely packed cotton. And you can see plenty of corrosion where there was contamination in the solid foam fuel cell, which that's one of the reasons why we went ahead and rewadded it rather than just replacing the wick. But this is not a lighter that's going to be for sale. This is going to be one that's part of my personal collection, just like all these in the background. And all these in the background are Park or Park manufactured lighters. Storm King. I believe this one is Crestcraft. At least that's the way it's branded, but that is a Park lighter, no doubt about it to me that it came out of the same factory. Along with a couple of liquor advertisements over here, and then an anti-liquor advertisement with the Moonshine Kills. The other Ford lighter, that's the reason it's here. And can't remember whether that's brand new. Yeah, it does look like it's brand new. I don't guess I've ever lit that one. This is a Conwall Super, which typically they did a lot of military presentation lighters. But that was my first Ford lighter that I bought in honor of my old man. And this is going to be the newest. Hopefully I can take care of it, not scratch up that graphic too much. There are some scratches, scuffs, plenty of other wear to the case. We saw the corrosion to the flint spring screw. Not a perfect lighter, but that's the perfect kind of lighter to use for your EDC. 3-tone Ford automotive advertisement. And I just uploaded earlier today a 1956 catalog for the Park Avenue line of lighters and other advertising items. So you might get over and check that out. A lot of people sleep on these Park lighters, discount them, think they're not worth anything, but they're worth plenty. And even more than that, for most people, especially those that don't use them, those that just display them, well, the Park will work just as well for displaying as the Zippo will for sure. And somebody commented on the interim Glenview, Illinois Park lighter video that we had not too long ago, and said that it seems that when they use their Park lighters, the fuel lasts way longer than it does in the Zippos. I don't know if that's the case. Lid does snap good and tight. Whether or not that keeps fuel from evaporating or not is another story. That wick was pretty tight going in there, so that might help a little bit. But of course, these insert style flip-top lighters don't have a true snuffer, so they're probably always going to evaporate a little bit faster than other lighters. But there you go. The newest addition to my EDC rotation and my personal collection of Petrol lighters in honor of my father and all the Fords that we worked on together. Still a little vapor lock there. We'll see how it lines out. Until next time.